In a quiet neighborhood of Seoul, a cozy apartment stood where Taeyang, known to his friend as V, lived with his 5 years old daughter Sojin. With big bright eyes and a bubbly personality, Sojin was the light of Taeyang's life. Her laughter filled their home and every day brought new adventures as they created their little world together. 5 years ago, Taeyang's life took a dramatic turn when his high school sweetheart Jisoo discovered she was pregnant, then had been so in love, dreaming of a future together. But when Minji Lin learned she was expecting, everything changed. She panicked, fearing the responsibilities of motherhood would overshadow her dreams. Tying in a moment of desperation, assured her that he would marry her and support their family. But Minji had different aspirations. She wanted a life filled with luxury and wealth, and Tying, still finding his way as an aspiring musician, could not afford it. When Sojin was born, Jisoo left without looking back, choosing to pursue her dreams with a wealthy man instead. Taeyang was heartbroken but determined to raise Sojin on his own. With the help of his supportive friends and family, he learned to juggle fatherhood and his passion for music. He poured his heart into every song, finding inspiration in the joy and challenges of being a single parent. Now, after 5 years of laughter, tears, and countless memories, Taeyang had built a beautiful life for himself and Sojin. Their days were filled with trips to the park, baking cookies, and bedtime stories. Taeyang cherished every moment, grateful for the bond they shared, but everything changed when he received an unexpected message on rainy afternoon. It was from Jisoo, the woman who had walked away from them. She wanted to meet, conflicted but curious. Taeyang agreed. When they met at a small cafe, he was surprised by how much she had changed. Minji looked elegant and sophisticated, but there was a vulnerability in her eyes that he hadn't seen before. Taeyang, she began, her voice trembling. I'm so sorry for everything that happened. I have been thinking about Sojin a lot lately. Why now? Taeyang asked, trying to keep his emotions in check. You chose to leave us, you made that decision. I know, she replied, tears welling up in her eyes, but things haven't gone the way I expected. I have been trying to have a baby with my new husband, but I can't. The doctor told me I have a medical condition. I want Sojin back. I need her in my life. Taeyang's heart raced as she processed her words. The woman who had abandoned him and their daughter was now asking for another chance. He thought of Sojin's sweet smile and innocent laughter. How could he let Jisoo walk back into their lives after all this time? I can't just hand her over, Jisoo, he said firmly. She's my daughter and I've raised her. I won't allow you to hurt her again. Jisoo's expression shifted, turning from regret to anger. I am her mother. You can't keep her from me forever. I can provide her with the life you can't. Taeyang felt a surge of determination. I may not be rich, but I can give her a life full of love and happiness. That's what matters most. As they continued to argue, Taeyang's mind raced with thought. He needed to protect Sojin at all costs. This was not just a fight for his daughter, it was a battle for the future he had built for them. After their meeting, Taeyang felt unsettled. He returned home to find Sojin playing with her dolls, her laughter echoing through the apartment. He knew beside her, hugging her tightly, determined to shield her from the chaos that threatened their peaceful life. Daddy, can we bake cookies tomorrow? She asked, looking up at him with her bright eyes. Of course, sweetie, Taeyang replied, forcing a smile. We'll make the biggest batch ever. As he tucked her into bed that night, Taeyang's heart ached with uncertainty. He shouldn't ask, the feeling that Jisoo wouldn't give up easily. He knew he needed a plan, something to keep his family safe from her return. Days turned into weeks and the shadows of Jisoo's return loomed larger. Taeyang decided to gather his friends for support. They met at his favorite spot, a small rooftop cafe overlooking the city. Guys, I need your help, Taeyang said, his voice steady despite the whirlwind of emotion inside him. Jisoo is back and she won. Sojin, I won't let her take her away. His friend listened intently as he shared his fears and concerns. They brainstormed ideas determined to help Taeyang navigate this challenging situation. Together, they devise a plan to gather evidence of Jisu's past behavior and her inability to care for Sujin. They also discuss legal options and how to make a solid case to keep Sujin safe. As they strategized, Taeyang felt a sense of hope. He knew he wouldn't have to face this battle alone. With his friends by his side, he was ready to protect his daughter and their precious life together. In the days that follow, Taeyang focused on his music, pouring his emotions into new songs that reflected his journey as a father. He was determined to show Sujin that no matter what challenges came their way, they could face them together. But deep down, Taeyang knew that the fight was just beginning. Jisoo was not the type to back down easily. As the sun set on another day, he held Sujin close, vowing to always be there for her no matter what. A few days after Jisoo's first visit, the atmosphere in Taeyang's apartment was tense. Despite the laughter and joy that usually fill their home, and uneasiness hung in the air. Sojin sensed her father worry but didn't understand its source. She continued to play with her toys, blissfully unaware of the storm brewing outside. Then one afternoon, Taeyang received another unexpected message from Jisoo. This time, she insisting on meeting him at his home. Taeyang's heart raced. He didn't want her anywhere near Sujin, but he felt he had no choice. As the hours approached, he sat on the couch, his mind racing. He couldn't shake the feeling of dread that came with the thought of Jisoo's coming back into their lives. When the doorbell rang, Taeyang took a deep breath and opened the door to find Jisoo standing there, accompanied by her own bodyguard. She looked poised, but Taeyang could see a flicker of desperation in her eyes. Taeyang, she began, her voice steady but laced with emotion. I just want to see Sojin. I need to talk to her. Not happening, Jisoo. Taeyang replied firmly, crossing his arms. You left her. You don't get to waltz back into her life just because you have regrets now. Please just let me see her. Jisoo pleaded, her voice softening. I need to know how she's doing. I just want to talk to her. I won't take her away, I promise. Taeyang hesitated for a moment, torn between his protective instincts and the glimmer of compassion he felt for her. Finally, he relented. Fine, you can see her, but only for a few minutes, and I will be right here. Jisoo nodded eagerly, relief washing over her face. Taeyang led her into the living room where Sojin was playing with her dolls, completely unaware of the tension brewing between her parents. Sojin, sweetie, Taeyang called gently, kneeling beside her. I want you to meet someone. Sojin looked up, her big eyes shining with curiosity. Who is it, Daddy? This is your mom, Jisoo. Taeyang said, watching as Jisoo's face lit up with emotion. Sojin titled her head confused. Mom? She repeated, studying Jisoo's face. Yes, sweetheart, Jisoo said, her voice trembling with excitement. I am your mom. Tears began to well in Jisoo's eyes as she took a step closer, reaching out as if to embrace her daughter. You have grown so much. I can't believe how beautiful you are. Sojin took a cautious step back, her small brows furrow in confusion. But I don't know you. Daddy says you left us. Taeyang heart edged at his daughter's words. He quickly intervened, stepping between them. That's enough, Jisoo. This is not right. You just come back into her life and expect her to forget everything. Jisoo's expression shifted from joy to desperation. I just wanted to see her. I need her in my life. You can't keep her from me forever, Taeyang. Get out, Taeyang said sternly, his voice firm. You have had your chance and you choose to walk away. As Jisoo turned to leave, a flicker of anger crossed her face. She will be mine, Taeyang. You can't stop that. I will fight for her. Taeyang clenched his fist, his heart pounding with frustration. You can't threaten me. I will protect my daughter no matter what it takes. Sojin watched the exchange, confused and worry filling her young face. Daddy, what's happening? Taeyang knelt beside her, pulling her close. Nothing, sweetie, just a misunderstanding. As Jisoo left, Taeyang felt a weight settle on his chest. He knew this wasn't over. Minji wouldn't give up easily. She had already proven that she was willing to fight for what she thought was rightful hers. But he would do everything in his power to keep Sojin safe. After Jisoo's departure, Taeyang hugged Sojin tightly. You are my world, and I will always be here for you. No one can take you away from me. Sojin looked up, at him, her eyes filled with trust. "I love you, Daddy." "I love you too, Sujin," he replied, kissing her forehead, but as he held her, he could not shake the feeling that a storm was brewing and he would need all his strength to face it.